So my journey was after the financial crisis and the European crisis, so 2008, 2012. I was in search of a solution because of this global debt bubble and the fact that in the financial world, nobody knows who owns what because everybody's re-borrowed the same thing, re-hypothecated everything. So I was actually stupidly trying to start the world's safest bank, which is not an easy thing to do. And I was in the process of that, going around the world, Singapore, Switzerland, the US, when somebody said, you should look at Bitcoin. And I looked at Bitcoin and immediately understood, A, its store of value property, but the power of blockchain for the recorded ownership of everything. And that was it to me. I thought, okay, here's the future of the financial system. And so, I got in 2013 and I wrote the first macro paper about how to value Bitcoin as a macro asset class, basing it around gold at the time, much like that stock to flow model that Plan B has built much better than I did. But so yeah, that was my journey in, and I thought it's the future of the financial system, and it's obviously become a lot more since then.
I mean, Raoul, when you take a look at, all the challengers like Ethereum, Cardano, I mean, you name it, you cover it, you talk about it. Do you get a sense that there is a competitive outperformance nature of these other protocols versus Bitcoin?
My answer to this is simply, they're not the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's like saying, an Olympic sprinter, is he competing with a javelin thrower? No. So it's the madness that this whole way this thing is framed always. It's like this space is going from $2 trillion to $200 trillion. And the Ethereum's share and Bitcoin's share of that space will decline. But will they be the largest by market cap? Maybe. Will Ethereum be larger than Bitcoin's market cap? Probably. Does it matter? Not at all. Does it take away from Bitcoin's perfection as a protocol and an asset and an idea? No. So then I just don't get the argument. That's the whole point. Bitcoin's perfect, does what it does. We use it for what we want to use it for. And we can use other things, as Alex is talking about, to build other applications. If our goal here is to change the outcome for humanity, then the stupidest thing is to do what the religions did, which is fight with each other. Because what you do is fractionalize everybody and you marginalize the mission that everybody's trying to achieve. It makes no sense. We can talk about philosophy, we can talk about the beauty of Bitcoin, we can talk about everything, but actually the value is provable and it's just Metcalfe's law. And because there's more people on the network of Bitcoin, it has a higher value. And it works perfectly. You can perfectly value it, within, it doesn't give you a tick by tick price, but you know what it is. And it's the same for Ethereum, which is growing 4-5 times as fast. So obviously we're seeing the market cap of Ethereum catch up with Bitcoin. So the value is just the network. Everything else is a narrative. Now, why you choose that network, okay, that's a different thing. You might, Bitcoin's narrative might attract more people, or the way it's built might attract more people, but the real value of these things is proven out in the network effects. And it's once you get your head around that, it's much clearer, and you worry less about thinking about, what is the inherent value, because what you're doing is you're getting 150 million crypto users around the world are actually voting in real time. Mm-hmm. They're telling you where they see the value accrue. If that's not one of the most democratic things you've ever seen in your life, it's incredible. And so we should just be open to that.
Raoul, how do you view crypto investing?
So it's fascinating because most crypto investors are not financial market investors. Mm-hmm. Yet humans coalesce around exactly the same behavior everywhere. So what they've created is a risk curve, with Bitcoin being the bottom end of the risk curve, i.e. the least risky asset, and then a pre-sale token or some new DAO is at the high end of the risk curve, or some of these kind of algorithmic DeFi protocols that have yet to prove out that the algo works. So what you've got is a perfect risk curve, and it works exactly as all other markets do: credit markets, equity markets, bond markets, everything, which is the bull market. No, the bear market, everybody sticks with the safest asset. The bull market starts establishing. People start going out to the next tier. The bull market is now cemented and recognizable and understandable. and everybody goes out the risk curve. So, everyone talks about alt season and everything else. It's exactly the same in credit markets. People go to the junkiest credits, private sector lending, people doing equity markets. What is starting to fascinate me is how much alpha there is in this space. So alpha is kind of performance that is not explained by the underlying movement of the market itself. It's because we've never gone into a market where I don't know how many new tokens and now NFTs are launching every week, right? There's thousands of the things, thousands. And what it means is there's not enough capital for the space and not enough analysis in the space. So you get massive informational advantage if you understand something better than others. So not only do you get this kind of risk effect where, everybody can look like a hero. Right now, you can basically buy anything. You can just pick random tokens and make money, right? That doesn't make you smart. It only makes you smart because you've seen the opportunity in the space. But the alpha, there's not even enough hedge fund money. There's about $4 billion of hedge fund capital in the space, $5 billion, right? So they're traditionally one of the kind of price discovery seekers. There's just not enough capital to do this. So that's why I'm so excited from an investment point of view. I'm excited for all sorts of different things, but from an investment point of view, the sheer alpha in this space is unparalleled. It's unparalleled. And that's why it's really exciting.
Thank you so much for joining us. Maximalist or diversification. And I think, Raoul, we're just going to sit at your altar and as you preach, hey, it's not one or the other. It's everything. So thanks, guys.
Inclusion is everything.
Absolutely right.